Hello everybody and welcome back. I am Mr. JP and the game is out of ore. Sorry about the delayed start there. A little bit of a problem with the mute thing on my recording software. So anyhow, this is progress on the mine. Excuse me, very croaky. Yeah, this is the current progress on the mine. I haven't been really working too hard. A little bit of a lack of dedication showing. So yeah, big thank you to all the subscribers and viewers out there who have watched my last couple of videos and made suggestions. This is the attachments and excavators, explosives and general mess around. So, wrong one. Old habits die hard. So over here, where I have been digging, I've got this nice piece of coal here. At least I'm pretty sure it's coal. I haven't had an attachment out to have a look. But I'm going in here and I'm also hitting stonework, which brings you to a fairly good halt. But as you can see, it's still making a bit of progress, but I'm starting to expose a fair amount of the stonework over there. So, just get that in there. Yeah, good mix of coal and some stone. So one of the reasons I don't use attachments, you haven't seen me using them much, they're quite slow. Not as slow as using the bulldozer. I'm not very good with excavators either, which doesn't help matters. So yeah, get this out of the way here. So what I've got on the end here is the ripper. This is the 530 excavator, so the big one. And I was a little confused at first because there's no shortcut key for it anymore. But to attach and detach tools, there's actually this EXB attacher, but that'll change to the medium or the small depending on which vehicle you're in. And you just click it to unlock and to lock. Good tricks to make sure you're lined up. And when you call the attachments in, it's best to do it on a concrete surface because they tend to bounce around a bit. It tends to make a mess. So I'm not, as I say, that good with excavators, and the frustration level got quite high, which is why I haven't filmed that. But once, if you keep your character on the same line and walk forwards and backwards in front of the excavator and get it centered, you can actually call in the tool and just drive the excavator forward, drop the boom and lock on, easy as pie. Which is how I started doing it, and it seems to work quite well. Nice thing is that the tools now stay locked on between saves, so that's kind of good. Makes me very happy. I like seeing this kind of progress. But this is one of the things about excavators, they are literally slow. There may be a way to change high and low speed, or that may be coming, I don't know. I hope so. Because currently they're not that quick. Not the sharpest tools in the shed for running around. But yeah, the joy of them, and the reason I even bother, is this, because once you get the knack of it, you can do it relatively quickly. I need to remember the keys again. There we go. But you can just dunk, and then bring it back and round, center it up to roughly the circle it does, and dunk. And turn rock into diggable material, which is kind of handy. So yeah, once you've gone along the wall and messed around with the lumps in the ground that have been untidy and left, this piece of the wall has got quite a lot of rock in it, quite a long way up, so this will be a bit of an experiment because I haven't actually tried using it like this. It works, cool. That's awesome, I like it. Yeah, Mr. JP likes this Colgate flavour. It's good. Relatively quick too. And a bit tidier than, a little bit less messy than the way the dozer does it, which is quite nice. The bulldozer's a good option, but for the £1.5 million big one costs, on flat areas you can sort of plough, I guess might be the best term, an area quite quickly. And then sort of bulldoze it into heaps for the loader, I guess, if you wanted to play that way. But realistically, I think the Excavator's quicker for this in some ways, especially if you're better with it than Mr. JP, because he's crap. So yeah, this is a method that I think works best around stuff you want to retrieve, because the explosives do have an annoying habit of creating quite a lot of dirt out of what you want to retrieve, so it can be useful to not use them around the better resources such as coal, lithium, that kind of thing. However, that's just pay dirt up there, that's just rock in front of it, so I'm probably going to get explosive over there in a sec. Just going to go over here and quickly I appear to have found out how to put it into high gear. Interesting. What button did I press? I have no idea. I shall have to experiment more and find out what I actually pressed then, because that was kind of handy putting it into high gear. But yeah, that should give me a fair amount of stonework out of there. Ooh, that was not what I meant to press at all. So yeah, as I say, these machines are kind of slow at times. But a handy tool. Much like excavators, I think they're a construction tool. Like, I'm kind of torn on them, I really am. I like them, but I don't. Not convinced. Just gonna have a look and find out. Hey, maybe it's under general. Okay. Ah. Okay, now we know these things. G and H is gears. I shall have to remember this. So even though I test the game, I don't know everything about the game. Like, I test certain bits of it, and other people cover other things, and between us all we try and catch a lot of the bugs. There are a couple of game crashes and stuff that are still present. But I'm sure they'll get cleared up. I'm sure they'll get cleared up, because it's going to be interesting to see what the next round of updates brings. Quite excited for it, really am. Probably can't tell by my voice, but I really am actually quite excited. As some of my viewers may have already figured out, I'm funny with emotion. So yeah, sometimes when I'm at my happiest, I sound like I'm a completely depressed robot from what's that thing called? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But yeah, no. Once you've hit this stonework with the Ripper, it becomes a lot easier to dig out. And you want to leave a little layer of it over the current stonework because it gives you the ability to sort of cut into it and actually cut raw stone as well. So trying not to scrape it out pure, going in again when there's only a little bit left with an empty bucket can net you a bit more. But yeah, it comes out the bucket a different colour. You can tell the stuff you've ripped compared to the stuff that you're ripping out that's sort of solid stone, as it were. I don't know if it makes a difference through the processing plant. It might do. Something I would need to build a specific processor with some storage modules on, have a look at what's coming out and see what's going on with it really. But yeah, you just run along cutting out like this for the most part, getting a fair old mix out of this bit. And there's some pay dirt, there's some stone, there's some coal. Don't know what it's going to put in there, mainly coal. Yeah, mainly coal. So just get a couple more of these, get the plant going again. So I've made a fairly significant piece of cash out of this lump here. And once I'm past this coal and it's all solid rock, it's just going to be blasting. There's going to be you can see there I'm just having problems pushing into the wall because of the presence of that stone. And that's where that little tool on the excavator is good, is in places like that. But, yeah, once I pass this, there's going to be a lot of blasting. I'm not going to go conveyor floor yet, but I might, especially if I get tunneler out. Let me know, you guys, if you want to see me doing tunneling. Everybody does it differently. There's other YouTubers out there who are covering out of ore. They've got bigger minds than me. They're spending a lot more time on it than I am. Gonna be honest, been distracted by space engineers. Really enjoy it. Let me know if you want to see what I'm doing. I'll do a video. So yeah. But you can still make a certain amount of progress even without a ripper into the stonework by scraping where it's covered with pay dirt. You can even deposit some pay dirt and use it like a key to sort of break into it and dig a bit of it out, but it's a lot more efficient once you've hit it with a ripper or with explosives, which also works out very well. I'm going to be honest, in real life I'm kind of the explosive solutions guy, so yeah, I enjoy laying down a bit of the old Ampho, and Ampho is my go-to for blowing away stonework near the wealthier stuff, because it's just it doesn't have too big a area of effect. So that's the difference firstly between the different types of explosive. The red ones all have different diameters, like I think it's TNT and Ampho, and is there RDX? No, RDX is a grey one. I'll have a look in the shop in a sec. So yeah, switch to that, which is nearly full. Give this a tip out and set up the next bit of cut. So yeah, I can't remember if I've said it, but a big thank you to all the guys out there who are watching and subscribing. It's good to know you're all out there. If you're watching this and you haven't got a copy of the game, if you've got a machine that can run it, definitely worth having in your collection. It's a good one. Fairly enjoyable, fairly relaxing. So yeah, explosives. Go to my inventory, bring down the ammo. The nice thing is we don't need those detonators that you have to put down anymore. It's in the menu. In your shortcut bar, you just press 6 and then T a couple of times and you can detonate your explosives, which is kind of nice. Now to lay explosives. The first thing about explosives is how you lay them. If you lay them under an overhang, you will cause a collapse of a lot of ball material, which is good for certain applications. But here I just want to break up this area of ground and turn it into gravel, which a big avalanche is not necessarily what I want, and I don't really want to affect this area of pay dirt either because it can turn it into dirt. So by laying it into flat areas like this, I'm going to kind of limit its area of effect by staying away a little bit, and that should cause most of the pay dirt to stay as pay dirt rather than being turned into normal dirt, is the idea. Whether this is going to work out or not, I don't know, because this is the first bit of blasting that I think I've done in the current version of the game. So we'll see how this goes. Yeah, we'll risk a bit on there. Put a bit in there as well. How many bits have got left for? Okay. Put a bit in there. Yeah, put a bit up there as a test. Gonna put a bit there. And yeah, why not? Go back there with it. Okay, let's see if this crashes the game. If this video suddenly ends, it's because the game crashed. 6 TT, click. So we've nice little bit of blasting, no piles of balls, all to the good. That means I positioned it nicely. And yeah, as you can see, it's all converted into this nice texture. Looks like I managed to avoid converting too much pay dirt into dirt. So yeah, I mean that's blasting. That's how you do it. Which means that which way is it going to be going in? That way. It's alright, when positioning the dumper, it's best to consider which way you're going to go in and cut the material out. It's a good idea to sort of aim to get it right if you can. Kind of got it right, I've kind of got it wrong here, but never mind. So then dig out this big load of gravel. And I prefer the bulking mode. It's a little bit smoother, a little bit less crashy, a little bit easier on the machines. It doesn't spill as much, you don't have to use the dirt lock. It's got a few advantages. However, when mining with the conveyor table method, I will be using the other mode because it works a lot more efficiently and you can really haul stuff in. But I'm not really interested in profit in this game. This is more role play. I've been trying to do my mining in a more realistic manner. So opening up machine access, that kind of thing. The only thing I'm not being too realistic about is where I call my machines in and retrieving them to the garage and calling them back out to change levels. I need to get into building roads, but when I do that I'll be going long distance, so a bit of a different game plan for that. I'm working on that one at the moment. I can't decide whether hauling finished goods with the haul trucks up to the coal plant or whether to build a conveyor, and I need to go scouting about, which will be probably the subject of an episode all of itself. There may be some scouting with the compactor in certain areas because the terrain gets pretty uppy downy. Likewise, loader scouting is kind of good because you can smooth areas out and build them up. Now I could actually use the excavator and extend that hopper and bring it all the way down to the front here, and I might, depending on whether I start cutting more of this pay dirt lump in front of me out. But that's what the scouting's in aid of, is to see whether that's even worthwhile. I need to go and look around on the top for some signs of what's up there. Likewise, if there's anything you want to see in the game, or if there's something confusing you and you've got a question, feel free to drop it in the comments box. If you're asking it, I'm sure other people are. So, like, I've been playing the game a while, and I play it a certain way. I might not have thought about using things in that way or doing things in that way. Before anyone asks, yes, I have tried moving machinery around in the backs of the dump trucks, and it does work, but it's also a pest to set up. So I don't really bother. As I say, I garage it, change stuff around on the map that way. Oops, spilt a little bit of rock there, never mind. Might have been paid up. No matter. So that should start really packing some cash in now, because the gravel does earn some money. I'm being a bit cautious with buckets, just trying to keep it a bit smooth and level. Makes it easier to drive the machine in and out. Got a little bit overzealous on the cut there, never mind. The other way of using the tunnelling equipment is it sort of on the surface as strip mining equipment. It works quite well for that. It can also work well as a pile loader. So if you've got bays of material that have been piling up out of production machinery in the open, you can use the tunnelling machines to load them, which I've done. It's more of a roleplay thing. Once you've got it refined, why not get it to the grid with the conveyor? It just makes more logical sense. You saw that kickback there as the machine bounced off that wall of stonework that's appearing where I've been scraping up. But that's just fine. That's just more material in there. And it means I can get in there with the ripper or whatever later on. Put some pay dirt mix into the hopper as well. I say pay dirt mix because it's got a bit of lithium, platinum and gravel all mixed in together, which is going to be kind of handy. Take the edge off that bit of stonework as I go in. Neat. I can't actually tell how much money I'm making at the moment with the recording thing over that corner, but never mind. That's what I thought. Filled it up and blocked it in. Really smart, JP. Really smart. So yeah, I'm, as I say, quite enjoying this new version of the game. Quite looking forward to opening this mine down another level once I've cleared out the part that's behind the dumper truck down that gully. Really must change the rescue point to the right spot for going and observing what's coming through the fractioners and stuff. Park that in that hole for the moment. Must get the compactor out over here. So yeah, just going to rescue myself back to the original. This is the original spot that it rescues you to. I really must change it to up on that gantry. That way I won't have to keep running around here. But at least you get good at it. Ooh. Still, managed to beat that dumper truck load around here. And as you can see, it gets pretty hectic at these hoppers that collect up stuff. Stuff bounces everywhere. But the stuff nearest us coming out is the fractioner and jaw crusher output. So it goes through the jaw crusher, then the fractioner comes out here, and it has gravel in it, but it also has copper and a few other materials. I can't remember off the top of my head. The other top one that faces us is the bypass from the trommel, which contains all the rich stuff that's come out the sorting drum. And below that is the wash plant output, which is dependent on pay dirt, so when you're running a lot of gravel, that won't be pumping out so much. But the result of this is quite a high output down here. And that will just keep pumping cash all day long, dropping it into here, which is kind of nice. So I like it. I like it a lot. And then it's just rinse and repeat, really. You dig away everything that you blasted, and yeah, blast again. So yeah, what can I say? I'm looking forward to future gameplay expansion now. So perhaps different places to deliver different materials, screening plant. There's a few things that I quite like to see. There's a couple of machines I'd like to see in the game that aren't here yet. Drag lines, bucket wheel excavators. When I think about it, I actually have quite a list. The surface scrapers are missing. Sort of like a bucket between two sets of wheels that drags along with a blade and scrapes stuff up into it. They might be nice to have in the game. Because they're sometimes fitted as a trailer to bulldozers, so it would give some adaptability to it. Just making a mess going in there, really. It gets the pay dirt off the top. As you can see, I'm sort of going into raw stonework here, but because it's been broken up a little bit, it allows the bucket to go in a bit, and you get a full loadout. Even though, as you can see as I back up, that was raw stone at the end there. As I say, I don't know what that does going through the plant. Probably comes out the other side and there's no profit or something. Hello or two save, must be half an hour. One more bucket full into the dumper. And it should all be good. Take some more gravel off of here, I think. Camera through another vehicle, that wasn't good, sorry folks. It makes it very difficult. The textures are quite similar between lithium and gravel, so best to take your lithium out before turning the area around it into gravel if you can. Really looking forward to going down another level and seeing this plateau expand outwards, because there's more coal and stuff further out as you go down the hill and it spreads. As you can see by that dump truck load, the gravel in it really does make it look like it's really rich in lithium, but it's not. It's lying to you. I mean, it's platinum that I'd really like anyway, but I think for the next lot I'm going to take out, I'll go in over here like this. And that way I can come in square onto this face. By coming in square, I'll be taking out the pay dirt on the top as well, which is kind of handy. So yeah, just going to see what the difference in output is up here. Yeah, it's spraying out the crusher sides. Continuously out of both crushers. Yeah. Which is good, and there is a certain amount of lithium and platinum mixed in with it, so big money, I should think. Lovely, lovely. So yeah, thank you for joining me on this little session to explain attachments, explosives, and how they relate to the stonework. As a quick recap with the explosives, only blow the stone, try not to get too close with the explosives to anything that you want to take out, because it will just turn it into dirt, or it used to. I think it still probably will. That's what I was going to do quickly in the shop, yeah. So in the shop, you've got the explosives tab. Ammo here is the one I use the most, 6 meter radius. Dynamix was the one I couldn't remember, which is 6.5, and TNT, which has got 7. So they're all pretty similar, and I'm not sure on the different effects. RDX has got an 8 meter radius, which is good in big areas. Dreamite, I think, by memory, these two delete stuff, and the Plowshare's nuclear. That makes great big mess. I don't do working in fallout zones, so yeah, I have set off a couple of nukes, and then I've reloaded the game, because a nuke will create a hole the height of that cliff all the way down to there easy. It's a good way of stripping an area if you want to, or terraforming quickly, but realistically it's not where I'm going with this game. So yeah. So yeah, I hope that explains a few things about attachments and that kind of thing, and ways of using them. I'll be touching on some others later on. But yeah, I shall carry on digging. So thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks to all the new viewers and subscribers out there. Hope this is useful to you, and have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye for now.